Alright, this is going to be a short video. Found this item on the Amazon. I'm going to use this for the battery backup system I have on the station here, but I also could use this for taking out on field day and just expeditions. Let's take this out here. Check it out. Now, one thing I gotta do is we gotta make sure all the measurements are correct. Let's take this all apart and measure it up along with the battery and make sure everything's gonna fit in here correctly. Itself. So that ought to be pretty sufficient. I got along with these 20 amp fuses. So I'm going to hook this up inside with the battery. That's extra protection. Alright, we got this battery case, Matrax battery box for our battery backup system. Doesn't have any type of protection on it. It looks like it has. So I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this into it. Fuses. Has a nice cover. Going to mount it right here. I'm going to mount it inside the case. Right there. I'll probably just use a hot glue gun, hot glue it, cut these ends off, put the ends on, put the fuses in, run the cables back to the battery, and then this will power it. So I'm going to do that, take the battery out of the temporary case we have, and see how it works. So let's get to it. We'll be back in a jiffy. I'll show you how it comes out. Alright, let's get ready to do this. So I get some hot glue on here. Make sure it sticks real well. Don't want this moving. Let's just stick it in here. Hopefully it takes. Just to get a little extra bondo in here. Get some extra bonding. Got another stick here. Alright, get that in here. Looks like a done deal. Okay, we'll let that cool off. That should be done in a minute. Little strings here, and we'll get ready to start connecting up the wires and then put the battery in. Okay, well, here goes nothing. Cut these ends off. Just this one. It's a done deal. And two. Should use a bigger wire cutters, but this will work. Okay, those are connected up. Now we're going to take these and connect them up. Okay, so we just connected the wires into the terminal block. We'll put the fuse in very last. Now I'm going to hook up the wires from here to go to the battery and put some lugs on it so we connect up to the battery. Alright, so we made our connection to the other side now. We use the power poles on this side here. So this way I can disconnect the battery and without having to unscrew everything, and just unplug it and plug it back in, and then we're done. And this will be connected to the battery. I'm just going to put the connectors on here and put it onto the battery terminals, and that should complete that installation. I'll put the fuses in, and we'll put the battery in the box, and that's the next step. Got some of these heavy duty connectors, some 10 gauge red and white zip line here cord, so we can plug into here and then to our radios. So I'm going to hook those up next, and then we'll finish this project up in a few minutes. Okay, we've got the end stripped off, and we're getting ready to crimp on our connectors. Alright, there it is. The plugs are already set to go. Almost complete. So just for grins, we made an extra one. Now we got two, so we can leave one hooked up to our power supply, which is also a power supply and charger for the battery for our backup system. But when we want to take this out in the field, we'll have a spare now we can hook up our radio to. Got an 891, FT891, take it out in the field, and now I got a separate, another cable, so I can take it, pull that out when I'm not using it at home. If I want to use it, could go doing some QRP work out in the field. Hey, now we got a battery you can take with us. Alright, the next step is to crimp on the lugs for the battery terminals, and we're just going to crimp those on. It would be right, right spot. And we got another one. All right, that completes this phase. The only thing left now is to put the battery in the box, connect this to the battery, connect it up to the power supply slash backup battery charger, and we're all set. So let's go do it. Alright, here's the old battery box. And we're going to just disconnect it one side. We're going to disconnect it and drop it into the new one. As you can see, so far it's a perfect fit. So we just got to hook this up now, disconnect the old one, then hook up the new one. Let's get to it. Alright, we're all hooked up. Just wire in. Strap the battery in. There we go. And lights up. 12.9 volts. Let's see. You can see that. Let's see if we can zoom in on that a little bit. There you go. That's working. Nice. Alright, to these cables we just added power poles to each end. Make it a lot easier. Connect and disconnect to the power supplies. So we can just plug this right in. And we're done. Boom. Real simple. Now let's hook it up and see what happens. Okay. We just hooked it up to here. Let's turn that on. We got, let's see what we got here. Let me zoom this in here real quick here. Let's go. Okay, let's see, turn this power supply on. What do we get? Yeah, 13.1. So we know it's charging. Alright, so it's working. Alright. Shut that off. Shut that off. And we'll put it back in service, and we'll show you the rest.
Alright, there's our GMRS 440 and 220 using a Amplex power supply, which is the 1223 BM, which is sorry about that, which is a power supply and charger for battery backup. And now we have our battery backup right down there below all that other CB radios and stuff, and 10-meter equipment and 2-meter equipment. But there we go, we got our battery backup now in a perfect professional box, which we can now take along with us on field day or trips out, and then we can take that, unplug it, take it with us, and run our 891 on field day, or just on expeditions, or where we decide to go to a park or something and operate. So now we got a battery backup system or power supply system we can now take along, which has many options to it. Okay, well, that's it for this video. I hope you got something out of it, and hopefully a little bit educational on that, and maybe you could do the, that's our 10-meter beacon there. So you want to take a listen on 2303, you can hear us on our beacon out there running 10 watts. That's not on a battery backup system yet, but it will be. So thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.